Hello and welcome. Just got done shooting my previous video and I decided to start this one in two parts. I think the whole objective of this video is to take you through the updates of some of my plants, which I think I'm going to start with tonight, and maybe some of them I can complete tomorrow, and maybe I can club it in with some other plants I wanted to talk about. So let's jump right into some of my April updates. So very first is my import plant, my Anthurium palladiflorum. This is the newest leaf. If you remember from my import video, this was barely coming out, was very new, but right now, as you can see, it's doing really well. I was expecting this to be longer. This is the longest leaf here. I was expecting this to be something like this, and I think this is hardened up, so I don't see the scope anymore. But I think it could be because of the close proximity to the light, and generally overall the movements of the plant have been too much. I moved this shelf from the other room here, and I think just overall shock for the plant and from the travel and stuff like that, so maybe it didn't really do good on the length, but I'm really happy with it. It still looks beautiful. In fact, try to give you a close-up of this leaf. So beautiful, shiny, thick, velvety, lovely. Next to it, shouting for attention, is my black velvet, alocasia black velvet, which is actually trying to push out a new leaf. So very excited about that. This will be its third new leaf after completely dying out on me. And look at the roots. They are beautiful. This is like a fresh root for that new leaf, you see, because it started developing right when that leaf started coming out. And yeah, I love this clear pot because I can observe the root system. And since we're doing alocasias, let's do this guy over here, my alocasia Jacqueline. This one has, of course, a story we all know. I completely lost it to the stump with nothing left at all, and then I transferred it to pond in this reservoir pot, self-watering pot, and it gave me this beautiful leaf in just a short matter of time. So I'm so happy about that, so happy. And look at this leaf. It's just, I love the colors. And though there's some damage, and I think there's some spider mite damage already on it, right here in the center, I feel that there are spider mites in this little hole, and I've been treating it at the same time, but the leaf is so new, I don't really want to damage it too much, so I avoid getting too finicky about it being infested with spider mites, if at all it is. So that's the other one. And then behind is my alocasia silver dragon, and oh god, I don't know how to show it, but that is the newest leaf in pond. So pond has been doing really well for me. I did a video of transferring this plant into pond after it being damaged really badly by spider mites, and look at this immaculate, perfect, beautiful leaf. It is still kind of hardening up, and actually let me try and remove it maybe so I show it better. Yeah, so I've got the plant out, and mind you, it is still suffering from spider mites. You can see them here on this leaf. I keep treating it. All the leaves have got spider mites, but somehow I think it's doing fine. It's kind of okay. It's pushing through, literally, like the leaf, and that's how the whole reservoir is, which I need to fill with water. Let me show you the roots. So those are the roots. The earlier roots, the reddish ones, I think are slightly damaged, but this whole new root on the left, this whole white new root has come in, and look at the roots here. So they're doing decently fine, and of course this leaf is a testament that it's doing fine. So I'm planning to move my other alocasia silver dragon into pond as well, which actually is here and isn't doing that well. All the leaves have gone wonky, and it is trying to push out a new leaf, but it's kind of already damaged, so I have to urgently move this into pond as well, but let's see if I can do it soon. Next I want to talk about is my philodendron splendid and melanochrysum. This guy here has been struggling so much, like all these nodes right till the bottom. I don't know how to show it right now, but not doing too well. Yeah, so those are just a few leaves on the bottom, and then this whole long stem, it's been trying to push out leaves, but the leaves just dry up as soon as they come out. So that's a problem I've been facing, and with Splendid it's going fine. There's a new leaf which is kind of about to come soon, and this is the newest leaf, which was very pretty, and I love the way the colors came in for that one. I realize there's a problem with both of these guys is that I haven't put in the moss very tightly, which makes it dry off very soon. And in one of the recent videos I was watching of somebody else, that I heard that you're supposed to really put in the moss very compactly so that it doesn't dry off soon. So that's a thing I need to fix on both of these guys. Now this is an update I really have been waiting to give, which is this alocasia fried leaf, which is or something happens, as in these age out, I must do an update video on this plant. Beautiful. So I think I'm gonna pause to Hello, welcome to day 2 of updates. I thought I'd be doing this in the daytime, but I really couldn't. I didn't get the chance, I didn't get the time. So I'm just here for a quick finishing of the updates part of the video. So let me quickly take you through some of the other plants I want to talk about. This is my Florida mint. It's, I don't know, kind of going backwards. I feel this is the newest leaf and it's very dusty. I haven't cleaned it actually at all, but this is the newest leaf I got, which does not have any mint variegation whatsoever. It's a plain green leaf, and then I got a new leaf after that which is so tiny. So this was the second last leaf, and this is the last leaf. So you can see the huge difference, reduction in the size, which I'm not happy about. And there's a new leaf now coming right here, this one over here. Yeah, this bit here, this one is the new leaf, and I have a feeling even that's going to be a small one, but hopefully with the changes of light and the whole kind of humidity conditions in this room, I'm hoping that it does something better. So let's see. This is just one of my old propagations of Synapsis pictus exotica. It's really beautiful actually. I'll try and show it. So it's got a ton of silver variegation, which I really like. And it started as just two cuttings with just two leaves, and it's doing pretty well. So yeah, a lot of silver variegations, a new leaf coming in. Need to really get on top of my dusting game. Then I want to show my alocasia black velvet, which has been in the ICU for a while now, and it's doing pretty good. I think very soon it should be out of here. So that's how this is looking. Actually, let me show it from the back camera. So that's how it's looking. That's one of the new leaves. This is the newest leaf. You can see the amount of humidity inside the ICU, and this one's gone. It's so pretty though, still so beautiful, so velvety. I'm gonna just remove it though now. Just such a pretty leaf, love it. Never feel like throwing old leaves. And I think once it starts pushing out a new leaf, I will take it out of the airbag. You can see a lot of roots, very nice roots here as well. So I have a feeling that because it's not really in a deep container, very flat one, it may be the right time at some point soon to put it in a deeper pot. That's what I feel. So this is my baby alocasia. Mind you, it's not really a corm, it's a proper plant which died off completely and left nothing but like a stub, and that's why it was in the ICU and it's not doing pretty good. A little cat is falling down. Next is this guy. It's my Monstera Peru, and this is a beautiful new leaf. I am back in love with this plant, and honestly it's completely my fault that I wasn't liking this plant for a long time. So it's got this whole vine and it's got a little growth point here, but I ignored this plant so much, like so much, and it is so dusty, and I just ignored it, put it in a corner. For some reason I started hating it because it wasn't doing anything. But now, since I got it into this room, there are all these new growth points. There are 2 growth points here, and this one has taken off as well. I love the rubbery, shiny leaves this plant gives. I would totally recommend this plant to everyone, and I'm just feeling so bad I ignored it for the longest time ever. But hopefully now it should be happy. Don't know what I'm trying to do with it, but yeah. Next is my Begonia maculata. I barely touch this plant or look at it because it's so fragile. Every time I even move around it, I think a few of the leaves just fall off, and that's because of the humidity levels. You can see how new leaves are already dying in their new spot. That's what I face all the time, but it actually keeps constantly pushing new growth no matter what. So I would again recommend this plant to everyone. But if you have begonia kind of conditions, it would be more advisable. Though it's actually become quite big. It's got one new entire offshoot, this one, which was not there. It had only 2 stems otherwise. So it's doing pretty fine. One tip I want to give for sure is that I saw in one video that you should only water it with what do you call it, the RO water, the filtered water, the filtered water, and that's making a difference. The leaves are not burning up anymore, crisping anymore, or falling off when I touch it, or just this amount of movement would just make all the leaves drop. So oops, sorry, I'm very all over the place, but that's a tip I would like to share. It's really working. And beautiful plant, beautiful backsides, reddish backsides, undersides. I love this plant. Would like to add more of these to my collection. This is my aglonema, a single leaf plant back from the dead, but not doing anything. I posted a story of this one. This plant just had one root in it, so then I put it in pond. It's in pond right now, and I think it's doing fine. There is no sign of new growth or anything, but cute little plant, cute little planter, and one of my plants doing well in pond, I believe. Since we are doing pond, I also want to just show my Syngonium pixie, which is also in pond, and I don't know, I have to say it's not doing bad or good either. There have been new growth for sure. This is all new growth, but it's become very scanty because I put this in the bathroom where there was just no light at all. So that's the reason why maybe it's like this, and that's why I brought it back in this room. And then I also want to show my other plant in pond, which is my Syngonium strawberry milk, and that is the newest leaf. I love it. I love this pink variegation on it. It's actually so dark in real, which the camera doesn't capture, but yeah, it's doing well in pond. And they are very slow right now. It's been on the struggle bus for the longest time ever, but fingers crossed that it does well now that it's in pond. So my Jacqueline's corms are here in this little piece of sphagnum moss thing, and I don't know if you can tell, but 2-3 of these are sprouting, and there are about 12 in here in this little arrangement. And yeah, just a very tiny update, because maybe in the future if they become plants, then we would have seen them in the baby form. Next is my Syngonium Vandelandii, and this has been in this self-watering pot for the longest time, but no matter how much water I add, it's always dried up, it's always empty, and that's the reason why some of the leaves go yellow quite often. But overall it's been good. The leaf sizes have gone up, so yeah, I love the contrast of this plant, the color contrast, and needs cleaning up for sure. And the leaf sizes have gone up from before. I think this can use cleaning up a bit, so maybe I will try to clean this up. It lives in the shade down below. No, it doesn't like direct light as much I get it. And I will show my Bipenifolium, not doing too well. It's got this new leaf which is all scrunched up. It's just got this whole weird wrinkly thing, and though there is a new leaf here trying to come out, I don't know, don't really get this plant. This leaf is broken. It's been kind of wanting to just crawl, like a horizontal thing happening here with it. I did try putting it on a stake, but it's just too heavy to hold on to it. But yeah, it's just there. I ignore it a lot because I don't know, I mean, all the leaves on it are of different sizes and shapes, and this last one was a bit disappointing for me, but I have to give it some time. And another plant full of disappointments is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, which has this really horrible thing going on with just tiny leaves, very basic tiny leaves which keep dying off. They don't do much. 2 plants in it, but very basic growth, tiny leaves, nothing with no fenestrations, nothing, very slow. It's got decent roots though. It's got good roots, but nothing, I don't know, so I'm just letting it be. Don't really disturb it much. And yeah, the last one before we wrap up this video. Oh, this is beautiful. This is my UPI, philodendron UPI. Let me show from the back camera actually. So that's the newest leaf, and as you can see, something is going on. There are two leaves thingies trying to come out, those two curls you see, so I don't know what's happening. And that's the leaf, very pretty. I don't know what's up, but something is big size leaf. I don't know if this needs to be freed or there's still time for sure, but I don't know what's the deal with these two little curly things coming out. No idea, but yeah, so really looking forward to that new leaf unfurling. Beautiful plant, love it. I really love this plant, to be very honest. So unique, so beautiful. And just last one before I sign off. I did update on this yesterday, but the reason why I'm closing this video with this one is I plan to shift this into pawn tonight mostly, but I don't really want to shoot it because I've done that with my other silver dragon, but this one's struggling a lot, and I think it'll be a good time for me to transfer it into pawn because it's not doing well. It's really struggling. I don't want to leave it like that for the next few days, so I think I will be shifting this into pawn maybe tonight before I get on to editing this video. And one more thing I think I want to show, which is my propagation of Anthurium vitirifolium. So this has been doing badly. I had shown this in one of the earlier videos. It's been doing really badly, but I've put it in perlite and I think it's doing fine for now. I also put my only leftover cutting of fuzzy petiole, which was sold to me as verrucosum. So just the reason I'm showing this here, if at all these two plants survive, we will know the starting point. So that's the only reason I wanted to cover this one here. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be back soon again with some other video, and I hope this one keeps you on the channel till then. I may upload the next few videos after a couple of days, but I hope until then you stick around and watch the older ones or the next one on the screen. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.